Hey everyone, I'm so excited to bring you this update from Carlota. As you will recall, she started walking in January in Finisterre, and she has been making her way all the way to Jerusalem. In just about 3 weeks, she will finally walk into that beautiful city with her family. I think you will be really excited to hear about all the people that she's met along the way. And I'm telling you, I am so inspired by her story. This girl has so much faith, and she is so dedicated to this calling that she had to walk all the way to Jerusalem. So let's get to it.
You have been asking, how is Carlota doing? And I am so thrilled to tell you that she is doing well. She's sitting right here with me right now. And we're going to catch up with her and find out what she's been doing, because it was 7 months ago. Can you believe it's been that long since we last spoke?
Amazing.
Amazing. And I mean, you haven't done much since we last spoke. I think you walked through 9 countries, over 6,000 kilometers.
More
You
or less,
amaze
yes.
me. You amaze me. So for folks that aren't familiar with your story, you started in Finisterre at the end of the world, and that was January 1st. Was it around January 1st?
January 2nd, yes.
January 2nd. And you started walking by foot, and now you have reached, tell everyone where you are right now.
I am very close to Nazareth and very, very, very close as well to Jerusalem, to the end of my Camino.
Fantastic. Congratulations. I mean, you have done an amazing job. How are you feeling?
I am so happy. I'm like, I know it's hard to say this for yourself, but I'm so proud of myself. And I think that so many times we don't say that to ourselves, like, you've done great. And I feel like I've done great. Absolutely.
You have done great, and you should own that. I mean, my goodness, too. I think about the small caminos that I've done. You have far exceeded what many people have, but more importantly, you're going to complete this goal that you set. That was a huge goal to undertake.
It was. I can't believe, like, now that I'm here in the Holy Land, it's like I don't yet believe it. So I'm not trying to understand anything that's going on. I'm just like focused in living the moment, and just like don't try to understand everything that's going on. Just like go enjoy and live the moment. And I hope a day will arrive in which I will understand everything that happened.
Mm. Well, let's talk a little bit about the last time that we talked. You were going through some shoulder, like a little bit of shoulder pain, some neck pain. How is your body feeling now?
I feel that my body got used to walking every day, got used to the backpack, it's amazing how we can get used to things. Like, I think about that very often, the fact that like so many things change, I mean, even like not only physical, but I think about, I don't know, like COVID or like things like that. And you just get used to whatever is going on. And I feel that my body has got used to just walking every day for 10 months. And it's okay. I have every now and then I have a little bit of pain. I pay attention, I rest more, but I feel like I've been doing this forever.
So it's just kind of normalized. It's like a normal thing for you to be walking. How many kilometers a day would you say you're typically walking?
20.
20. That's a lot, back to back.
Yes, it is a lot, but I feel that I've like, that's where I feel comfortable. If there's one day that like by need I have to do more, I do it. But just one day, like even now that I'm fitter than I could do more kilometers, I think it's healthy for me, both mentally and physically, to keep it in more or less 20. I mean, there's some days that it's 10 or 15, but my average is in 20 because I think that's like something healthy for me.
Good. It's good to know what your body wants. So you wrote a recent blog post that really caught my attention, and you know which one I'm talking about. And you talked about how before you started this walk, that you kind of thought, I believe you said something along the lines that you'd be losing some weight, that your body would transform, you'd be the fittest that you would ever be. But suddenly you're finding yourself after all this time that your body hasn't changed in the way that you quite expected, and having to come to terms with that. So I wondered if we could chat a little bit about that.
I'm so happy to chat about this because I've realized this is something that for us women happens so often, and it's so unfair it's us that are like unfair with ourselves. And I think this is a topic that it's good to chat about.
Yeah. So what have you learned about your body image, after you wrote that piece and you began kind of processing your thoughts around this? How are you feeling right now about all of it?
So my feeling about my body has changed a lot throughout these months, because as you read, like at the beginning, I was sort of like angry with myself, saying like I'm doing all of this physical effort, and it's a lot of physical effort, and I was not losing a pound like at all. And I didn't like it. And people were telling me, no, but you're changing, fat into muscle. I'm like, I don't even see that happening like either. So like, where's the reward for all this effort? And even people that were hosting me, and this was a little bit hard, they were telling me like, you don't look like you've been doing this for 3 months or whatever. I was like, oh, who asked you, like who gave you permission to talk about my body like in that way? But as women, we're so used to like, our bodies being a subject of conversation. And like, we didn't give permission to anyone to say that we don't look like we've been doing this effort. And at the beginning of the journey, at the beginning and not so much at the beginning, this was something that was like a little bit frustrating for me, feeling that I was all this effort, that I was not losing weight. I was telling myself like, I'm eating too much, but you need so much energy from food when you're doing such a big effort. You're not going to punish yourself and go on a diet when you're doing pilgrimage. Like that's even like irresponsible. So this was a subject that was frustrating me. And then it came a moment where I understood like, I have to be so thankful to my body, because it's taking me so many kilometers away. My feet, my legs, they are walking all these kilometers. My back is holding the weight of the backpack. I was thinking like, it's me who's been super unfair to my own body, like getting it because I'm not getting thinner. And the truth is I am getting fitter. I am gaining so much like resistance, and I'm sure that my body's happy with what I'm doing. I was just like trying to get a certain image, and it was not happening. And also I think and this will for women that have done Camino, we all have a little bit that dream, like I'm gonna get thinner, I'm gonna lose weight. And also people back home ask us like, oh, you look thinner. People were telling me like, in pictures you look thinner. I was like, I weighed the exact same weight as the day that I started. Like the other day I went on a weight scale again, and I was like, exact same number as the 2nd of January.
You weigh exactly the same as the 2nd of January after walking 6,000 kilometers. Isn't that something that you're having to come to terms with that, and people making comments about your body as if what do you think they expected you to look like, that you would look like you were starving as you were going through this walk, or what?
I think like, with your face all, but at the same time, I was thinking, okay, imagine that I lose 1 kilo per month. I would have not arrived here.
No.
Like my body would have not been capable of arriving here. So I have to be thankful that I didn't lose weight. It also means that I've been resting well, that I've been eating well, like I've been responsible with this mission. And then I was thinking like, we think that we're going to come like with 6-pack, like flat tummy and the amazing like bum or whatever. And it's just not happening. Like I look more or less the same as the 2nd of January.
That's so interesting. It's like, that's your body's set point, and that's your healthy, right? But yet we are so conditioned to have this image of something else, that we're supposed to be something else. And maybe what's not normal is to have a 6-pack, but somehow through movies and unrealistic expectations.
Yeah, but maybe that's someone's body, but not yours. And I was thinking a lot, like, who put this nonsense in my head? I was trying to go back, like, when did this happen? Because I am aware that this is happening, but who am I? Like, who can I blame for this? Am I going to blame the magazines that I read when I was younger? Should I blame, I don't know, like the shops that put these like models? should I blame my mom for telling me like, go on a diet, you're gaining weight? Who? And I was thinking like, we're all more or less part of the problem. You know, when we make a comment on someone else's body, when we blame ourselves for eating too much or whatever, like I think we're all sort of part of the problem, because I was looking like, who should I blame for this? And I thought I wasn't sure who to blame.
Yeah, there's probably a long list, but the only way we can change it really is within ourselves, one step at a time. But I do think it was so brave of you to say that, and I think what a positive message that you're sending out to other women who, you know, are battling the same, and we all do have, you know, body image issues. And I think you coming out and saying, you know, but it's because I've stayed healthy, you know, maybe becoming skinnier would not have been a good thing. I wouldn't have finished. And I think that's a powerful thing, because I think everyone would agree what you are actually accomplishing is way more important than trying to be on a diet and lose a few pounds. So
yeah, for having someone else's body, not mine. Like, I'm sure now this is my body, like for sure. And it's super funny, because when I made this post, I have a friend, she's been cycling for like more than 6,000 kilometers, that I met her in France, and she was texting me saying, okay, you didn't lose weight, but I gained 6 kilos. I was like, you kidding me? And she was like, I'm even worse than you. Like, you didn't lose weight, but I gained. And I've been cycling for like 6 months now. I think she's been cycling for 6 months now, and she's gained weight. So how amazing.
wow. How amazing. My goodness. Now, I want to pivot, because anyone that's following you on Instagram. So first off, I want to say, how does it feel to have over 28,000 people following your journey on Instagram alone? What does that feel like? I mean, you started this Instagram just for this trip, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So during this time, all these people have learned about you and started following you. What does that feel like?
It actually feels amazing, because I feel them as like a family. I feel that in a way we're all doing this pilgrimage together. So it's been amazing, because like most of them, well, not most, but many of them has been there since the beginning, and we're now friends. You know, we share messages, and people, I don't know, people that ask me to pray for them. Like, it's not a community just of, you know, shit. I really feel that we're sharing something special. And I've had very low moments, and I felt such a support from the people that follow me, like, because I've been sharing the ups and downs, and people have been there like super supportive. And I really felt that there was like a thing going on, like a community feeling, and it's been just beautiful.
That is so cool. Yeah, I love seeing your community grow. And I'm sure, you know, like, I'm sure many of them are like me, like, you know, we're kind of walking along with you. And it's so exciting to see what you are accomplishing. And one thing that really stands out to me in your photos on Instagram is a very special picture with someone quite special in Rome. So I wonder if you could talk to us about that day, about who you were photographed with and how all that came about.
So it was one of the best moments of these 10 months of this crazy adventure, was meeting the Pope Francis. So when I planned this journey, I didn't know whether to go to Rome or not, because it meant like nearly 2 more months of walking, because I had to go all the way down to Rome and then all the way up again. I mean, it meant a lot, because crossing Italy by the north is super quick, but I went all the way down to Rome and then all the way up again by feet. So I was thinking like, should I do this or not? But then I thought, so I am going to, like, there's 3 main pilgrimage spots in Christianity: Santiago, Jerusalem, and Rome. So I was thinking, I'm not going to leave the third one out. Like, I want to go there. And I love Pope Francis. So I said, okay, I would love to meet him. How can I do that? So what I did is that I wrote a letter for him, and I sent it to his house. Like a very nice letter with like I made like small drawing of myself. It was something like small and cute. And I sent it to his home, and then I said, okay, I need for him to read this letter. So I basically took this letter and sent it to everybody I knew that I thought that could maybe have like any sort of contact in the Vatican or something like that. So I was like, calling everybody, texting everybody. And then I arrived in Rome and I didn't have an answer. And like, I didn't know if I was going to be able to meet him, but I was praying on this so much, like, oh, I hope this happens. And then I went to a sort of party, let's say, and I met a journalist there, and I told him, like, I've sent this letter, I don't know. And he said, okay, on Monday morning, I will ask and I will tell you something. So Monday, like 8 a.m, I was texting him like, hey, it's me again. And then at 9, I got an email from the Vatican saying, like, you can come and say hi. So I was so happy, so excited. So wow. I don't normally get nervous for things. I'm a very calm person.
Yes.
That day, I couldn't sleep at night. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna meet Pope Francis. And then the moment was just hilarious. Like I thought we were gonna share, like, deep moment where maybe he was gonna say something that was gonna get like in my head forever. It was a lot better than that. He was just laughing, like joking. So we were both making jokes. We were just like laughing, like, old friends. So it was so natural and so beautiful that I could have never imagined it like this.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Well, in that photo, it looks like you're wearing a clown nose. So can you tell me, so did you go to mass? Did you talk to him after mass, or was this a special reception?
So every Wednesday he does a general, it's not called audition. I don't know how it's called. But
An audience, I think.
Yeah, that's it. Audience, not audition. He doesn't have to audition for anything.
I think he's in as Pope right now.
So general audience, and after the audience, some people that have this like special permission can go and say hi. But normally people go and say just like hi, and then they go away. Like, you don't have a lot of time with him. But luckily, and it was just a matter of luck, I was the last one in line to say hi to him. And then when I arrived, I told him, like, I have 2 presents. And so I was saying, like, I have 1 present for you and 1 for me. So I gave him as a present, like a credencial for the Camino.
Oh, yeah.
But it was so cute. It was a special one from these amazing guys that are called Pasaporte del Camino. That is the most beautiful credencial in the world. They made a special one with his picture and his name and everything. And in this, I wrote, like, every month the learning that I had every month. So I made small drawings by hand for him and everything. So I gave him this, and Leigh, he started reading it. I was like, all red on my face that he was reading my hand letter, like,
oh my
like
goodness.
reading, oh, so good. And then I said, and now I have a present for me. So I gave him this clown nose, and I said, like, I would love you to bless this nose so that I can bring the joy of God to the rest of the world, like, as a symbol. And he blessed it, and I put it on, and then he started laughing, then I started laughing, and it was just like, whatever, so much fun.
Okay, I back up a little bit. How did you come up with these ideas? I mean, they're brilliant.
So the idea of the credencial, it was these guys that make this like special credencial that is like a passport. It was them that suddenly texted me like, hey, maybe we could like give you, like, send this to Rome, like on a special package, and then you can give it to the Pope. I was like, that's a great idea. And then I carried this clown nose with me, and then I thought, like, I'm gonna bring this as well.
I didn't know you had been carrying that with you. Have you had it since the very beginning?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So, is that something that you used in your job in the past, or why did you have this clown nose to start
like
with?
For, like playing with kids and stuff like that. It's just something stupid that I carry with me. Like, it didn't have any like special, like, it was something that I didn't think about too much. But then at that moment, I thought, like, this is the moment. And now I am looking for not bringing it back with me. So I don't know who will have it before I leave this place, but I would like someone in the Holy Line to keep it.
Oh, really? And you've been carrying this since the very beginning of your walk, and then it was blessed, and you plan on giving it to somebody there.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really something, Carlota. I really love that. Well, the photos are brilliant, very brilliant of the two of you. So how exciting. I'm so excited for you. I wonder now that you've walked these 6,000 miles and you're getting ready, as you've said, that you are going to be walking in Jesus's footsteps now till the very end of your journey here, which is going to come to a close not too long from now. You're saying beginning of December, you will reach your final destination. I know you've probably thought a lot about this and probably will more beyond now, but if you had to say right now, what would you say it means to you to be a pilgrim?
So I don't think it is something that is just going to happen this year. I think like being a pilgrim is going to stay with me forever, in the sense that like I've learned that we are not owners of, the land we're stepping in. We're just passing by in life, and just like sharing with the people that I meet, being able to like understand nature and treasure the moment, the present moment. I think that this learning is going to come with me the rest of my life, even if I'm walking on a pilgrimage or I'm doing like I'm being a pilgrim in some other way. But I think that I'm always going to be a pilgrim, and that we all are in different ways.
Mm. How do you feel the Carlota that started out that first day at the end of the world? How is she a little bit different from then till now?
I think that in some way I'm like exactly the same, and in some way like completely opposite. So it's interesting how I see like some things have remained exactly the same, and some others are like I don't even like recognize myself when I see. And I think that the things that have changed has been the first of all like worrying about the future, and this has been a huge learning for me, and I'm learning every day. It's not something that I learned one day and then it stayed forever. But I now realize that all my life I've been trying to plan the future, like make like a strict plan, an exact plan that I would follow. Then now I've realized that you waste so much time worrying about the future, and that this steals the presence out of you.
It steals the presence.
Yeah, the present, like the present moment, like this
Oh,
moment, like it gets it out of you, because if you're worrying about the future, you cannot like enjoy the present. So that has been like one of the biggest learnings. Also living like not living in a hurry. I was used to living in a hurry, like I don't have a watch since the fifth month or the fourth month. Like I gave it away to a
you
family.
gave it away.
Yeah, it's a family that hosted me, and I was like, I'm not gonna count kilometers anymore. I'm not gonna count like at what time I'm starting at. Like I wake up when I wake up. I don't set an alarm. I stop like as many times. I stop nearly every day for a small nap when I'm walking. Like a hurry is not part of my life anymore, and I hope it's gonna stay like this forever, because like living in a rush is not my way of living, for sure. Yeah.
Wow, for folks who haven't listened to our other interviews or don't know a lot about you, you are quite an accomplished person prior to starting this pilgrimage, right? Like it's not like you were lazing around in your prior life. I mean, you went through school, you got your MBA, you had an amazing job. So this has been a big change, right? Because I'm thinking to myself, a person who went about earning her MBA, having a big job in Madrid, I think you were in, right? And to where now you gave away your watch, you're not counting anything, and it's more about living in the present moment.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Which I don't think that means having like a irresponsible life, like you're not gonna achieve things. I think that you're a lot more like productive, and you can make more things out of your day, but just like learning to treasure the moment more.
So learning to treasure the moment more, being in less of a hurry, not trying to control everything and not trying to overplan the future.
Absolutely.
Did you anticipate these would be the things that you would learn?
Not at all.
What did you think would happen? When you set off on this What did you imagine was going to happen to you as far as how you might change or what the big learnings were going to be?
So it's true that I tried not to make like expectations. I was always trying to not like picture what the future would look like. But for example, I thought I would be someone that was going to learn how to eat from the nature. Like that didn't happen. Thought I was going to be a sort of Mowgli, you know, in the jungle, like eating fruits from the jungle, being able to like survive in nature, and that didn't happen at all.
So you're not eating, just whatever kind of plants you're finding. You're still eating normal food, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm still eating normal food. It's true that when it was summer, you know, like when you see fruits like figs, I was eating figs every day, like 20 figs, because I was in like Croatia and Montenegro, and there was amazing fruit. So I was eating a lot from that. Grapes, of course, I eat, like if I find fruit, I eat it. But I thought I would be like, you know, this guy. Have you seen the movie Into the Wild?
I'm familiar with it, but I haven't actually seen the movie.
So I have to say it's an amazing movie, and for people that like to do a pilgrimage, Camino, it goes a lot with this. He lives from the nature. I was thinking like I'm gonna be like him. No way.
So of all the miles that you've walked, right? You've walked through 9 countries, including your own country of Spain. So if we we'll leave Spain in. What has been your favorite place so far? If you had to say, if I had to do a day over in a village or an overnight somewhere, this was the place that just lit me up.
So there are 2 that blew my mind in a very special way. There was one in France that it's a small village, stone village called Saint-Guilhem-le-Désert, that is part of the Camino de Santiago, that starts in Arles,
Okay.
Arles. And there's this small village which is like surrounded by mountains, and it's just like so peaceful and so beautiful, and nature is like breaking there, like huge mountains, huge cliffs, and this town is like in the center of everything, and there's these nuns there, and they are so much fun, like so much fun, like amazing people. And that was a very special place for me. And then in the center of Italy, in the region of Umbria, that is a beautiful region, I also remember a small town there called Citerna, that is part of the Via di Francesco. That is another pilgrimage, for me the best pilgrimage in the world, I have to say. Like,
really?
Amazing. Like, I'm so looking forward to doing that again. So cool.
Really? How come? What's so amazing about it in comparison?
So for me, what was amazing of this pilgrimage was
Yeah.
that you're doing what someone did, someone amazing, that is San Francesco de Assisi, Saint Francis of Assisi, that was a genius. Like, he was such a hippie with like this great mentality, and he changed so many people's life, like just being so humble and so brave. And his personality and what he did in life is so cool. And he was, you know, it's a pilgrimage where like the places where he was. So that was something that blew my mind, because people in these small villages, they were telling me stories about him, that his parents told me that like, you know, you were sitting in the piazza and people were talking about him, so you could learn from the popular, you know, wisdom. And that was something amazing for me.
Oh, that really does sound amazing. So now, what would you say has been, out of all these miles, what's been the toughest day?
Toughest day. I've had horrible ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, like super tough ones. There was one day also in Italy where I got bitten by, I don't know how you call in English, this insect that is very dangerous, that you have to like take it out, like that it's hard to take out.
Like a tick?
I think so.
Maybe
yeah.
a tick? Yeah. They kind of burrow in.
Yeah, and it can give you like very heart diseases, and
yes.
So I was in this place in Italy that was like, you know, like there was no running water in the place that I was staying, like in the middle of the hill, whatever. And I found this insect and I was tired. And then I found like snake as well. So I was like, you know, like I just want to be calm and take a shower and sleep. And this was a hard day because I got very frightened. Then I got bitten by those like 200 more times. It was good. But that first time I was like, oh, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm going to die.
Yeah,
And it was
sounds scary.
tired and it was cold in the night. I didn't have a blanket, all these things that happen that you're like, I want the way to be a little bit easier if it's possible.
Did you say you found a snake as well that night?
Which one?
In the place you were staying?
Outside the place, but
outside,
it was
okay. Yeah, that sounds a little scary. But you survived, right?
I survived. But there's these days that you just feel that everything is like out of control and like the world is like against you, and then it's just the day. Then you rest, you eat, and then things look very different. But there are some days that are very hard, of course.
Yeah. So now your family is coming to meet you soon, and you are all going to walk into Jerusalem together. Is that the plan?
That's the plan. So my parents, my brother, and my sister-in-law, they're coming in, and the 4th of December we're walking together into Jerusalem.
I can't even imagine how special that's going to feel to every single one of you. And your parents, for those that aren't aware, you've actually done a pilgrimage with your parents, and that was how you told them that you were actually going to do this whole big pilgrimage that you're on right now. So that must be a real honor for them to be coming and to walk into Jerusalem with you. How are you feeling about that?
I'm so looking forward. And like when I told my parents about this pilgrimage, my dad told me, like, I would love to enter Jerusalem with you. And that sentence was very emotional. But we didn't talk about that, like that was there, but we didn't plan anything. And then little by little, this was coming. And then it was just like so natural that we all agreed on doing this part together. And so that I would wait for them, and then that we would go in Jerusalem together. So that was something very special that I'm so looking forward to share this with them, because it was also with them on the 2nd of January that I started this pilgrimage. So I feel that it makes sense to finish it with them as well.
Yeah. And then maybe back home for Christmas with your grandmother and the rest of your family. Is that?
I'd love that to happen.
Wow, that sounds amazing. So I got to ask, you must be maybe every now and then, I know you're not trying to control the future, but have you thought about what's next? What happens in 2023?
So I've thought about it. Of course, I have so much time to think about it. But I have to be honest that I'm trying not to plan anything, in the sense that the goal of this journey is not to arrive in Jerusalem. The goal of this journey is to be able to open my life to God's will. So I don't want to make this way like thinner by saying like I want this to happen. I want to leave it open for him. So although I have things that I would like to happen after arriving in Jerusalem, of course there's things that I would like to happen, but I'm telling him every day, like, whatever you want, I will be open for it. So that's in the point that I am right now, just trying to let God know that I'm open to his will, and that whatever I can plan is this small. Whatever I'm able to imagine, my creativity is this small, and his creativity is huge. So I'm saying, like, whatever you can imagine, like, he thought about this, not me. And it was the best adventure of my life. So now I'm trying to tell him, like, whatever the next adventure is, I'll be happy to participate.
Are you getting any, you don't have to tell us, but are you getting any inklings from him as to what? Yeah.
Some of them, yeah. But it's like, I don't want to stick to those, like, I just leave it open and
just listening, just in that space of listening right now, huh? Waiting to let it form. Wow. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time, because as always, I want to be respectful, because you've got a lot going on. Tomorrow you start walking again. Yes.
And tomorrow I am arriving to my first holy place. So although I've been in the Holy Land for some days, tomorrow is the first place that I will be stepping that he was there. Actually, he lived most of his 31st year, most of his time, he lived in this village in Nazareth. And that's where Mary was living, when she was a young young adult, and where he got the call from God saying like, this is going to happen in your tummy. And it's like such a powerful place, and it's going to be my first place, like being in the land where he was. So looking forward to that.
Wow. Well, I hope I get a chance to talk to you again and we get an update after you're completely finished and back home and maybe you've rested a bit. And I want to keep up with your journey. I can only imagine the big things that are in store for you, and what a joy it has been to watch you. And my heart is just so warm sitting here with you, and you're just a delight.
You are a delight. Well, I'm so happy to talk to you.
Thank you very much, and best of walks for the next several days and the time with your family in Jerusalem. I hope that they are as special as you, and we'll look forward to catching up with you again. So hang on while I end the call and we'll say goodbye, but thanks for the update. I know everybody's gonna be happy to hear from you, so thank you so much.
I'm happy as well, and thank you so much.